Hi, this is Yvonne for Central Kentucky Television, and this is Financial Planning Month. Now, if you've been putting off doing that financial planning, whether it be opening a checking or a savings account, or if you decided you wanted to go out and buy some other types of instruments that are out there and available to you, hopefully we'll be able to lend a hand today in helping you decide what you want to do. I'm here with David Winebrenner over in Lebanon, Kentucky. How are you doing,
Good
David?
to see you, as always.
Yeah,
Great to be with you.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. And hopefully today you'll be able to give our viewers a little information on,
Sure.
planning their way through. I know, and I've heard you speak before about if you don't plan, then
Yeah, a lot of people, the old saying in the
Mm-hmm.
business is people don't plan to fail, but they fail to plan. And we see that often. You know,
Okay.
people have ideas about where they want to go, but it's like having a road map. If you know that you want to go to Florida from Kentucky, you can go north. It's just going to take you a lot longer to get to Florida. So a financial plan is just nothing more than a road map for your finances and your future. And many people get busy, life happens, but it's very, very important to be able to make sure that they have that plan in place, because after all, it's your retirement, it's college planning, it's long-term care planning, insurance, estate planning. Those are all elements that are really important.
When should you start planning?
Well, you know, my grandpa used to always say the best time to plant an oak tree is 30 years ago. The next best time is today. And so, no, everybody can start planning today to be able to have an objective. So the earlier the better. So if you're a young person and you're thinking about retirement, you've got so much time to be able to accumulate wealth for the future. But even if we meet with a lot of folks in their 50s and 60s with longevity today. Many people are living to be 90 and 100. That's a long time that your money has to last. And so get going today and have a strategy in place.
Now, you mentioned retirement, but there are some people out there who do their financial planning, and it's not necessarily for only retirement.
Sure.
It's for other things as well.
Yeah, it could be purchasing a car, purchasing a home, starting a business. There's all kinds of things that come up. Those big items like retirement, like planning for a home, tend to be forefront. But gosh, imagine a long-term care if you've had a loved one who's going through that. That's a huge financial responsibility. So we want to make sure that you have those objectives, the big ones in place, and then the tinier ones can work down. How much should you have as an emergency fund? Those are elements that you kind of get to, but those big ones are really, really important to get on top of.
Okay. I look at now, we talk a lot about our kids going to college.
Right.
When's the best time to get started on that?
Probably 2 generations ago.
Okay.
I mean,
because the price keeps going up, doesn't it?
Expensive.
Yes.
Yeah, who can afford to pay $200,000? You know, in-state public school in Kentucky might be around $80,000 to $100,000. Can you imagine trying to pay that? Many people are graduating, they can't find a job, they have this non-bankruptable debt. So it becomes a real burden. So we spend a lot of time with clients making sure that they don't put college planning ahead of retirement planning. There's other methods to be able to fund college, and maybe even looking at trade school or work or the military service. You know, there's lots of options.
And sometimes the employer, if you get an employer will help fund some of your education.
Absolutely, and there's some great ones out there. UPS does that. Many others take an active role in making sure folks can get through that. But that's a big one, and that has become so important. I tend to believe that folks who go through with no goal in mind and are not employable because they're in a career that's really not in strong demand, that's going to be tough to make that justification. And student loan debt is not underwritten the way maybe if you're getting your own car or a home is. They'll just continue to send the money along. That's not good for anybody. So being mindful of that debt, I think, is very, very important.
Now, what types of instruments do you offer your clients?
Yeah, so it really is the range. We're an independent financial advisory firm, so some clients want to have equity, some clients need bonds, some clients need certificates of deposit, some clients are interested in other vehicles to meet their objectives. Being independent, we really look at the investor to help us to be able to have a framework. We don't have any cookie cutter approach. It is all customized, and that's very handy for folks because we're all different. Certainly, our goals are different. You need to have a financial plan that's custom fit for your needs.
Yeah, and the different income levels. Not everyone has the same income.
Sure.
So if someone has, let's say you've just gotten out of college, or you've just gotten out of high school, and you've gotten that first job, you know, and they'll offer you a 401k or whatever.
Right.
Give us a little information on that, you know, that basic first job.
Yeah, I think it's really important. Today, a lot of employers have a automatic plan where you're enrolled and you have to kind of de-enroll from the plan. Unfortunately, a lot of people are doing that. They're getting out of the plan even though there's free money there in the form of a company match.
Right.
That's not a great idea. So starting out, Dave Ramsey, who I really enjoy a lot of his advice, says to use 10%. You know, 10% of your income, put that toward a plan for the long term. I really like for clients that qualify a Roth IRA. That's tax-free savings. The money comes out income tax-free, and that's beyond the company match. So get your company match first. Make sure that you've got a good emergency fund in place, 3 to 6, 9 months of savings. Pay off all your short-term debt. Then really get into the savings, because if you don't do those first steps, when you get to the savings part and life happens, then it's like, hey, Dave, I need money out of my Roth or 401k, and that's the wrong approach.
Right. Okay. Well, listen, thank you so much.
Oh, it's great to see you again, and I hope folks will get active and start planning that process.
I think you've given them some different ideas, some things to think about, and as far as your age or income, everyone could get out there and do a little financial planning.
Yeah, and we offer an initial complimentary consultation, so if you're interested in coming in and finding out more, you can give us a call, 270-699-9600, and really glad to have folks to come in and have that consultation.
That's great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This is Yvonne McNary with Central Kentucky Television.